All opinions are those of the participants making them and are not an endorsement of any position, program, religion, or political affiliation. DFG's Corner is for information, observation, and entertainment. I ask that you comment, like, share, and subscribe.
We want to look up to our leaders. We want to look at our leaders and at least have the ability to think that they will have our best interest, because the greatest servant of us all is the leader, because the leader is responsible for who follows them, and that makes them the greatest servant of them all, because if something goes wrong, it's on the leader, whether they directly contributed to it or not. So the leader is the greatest servant. And what we're seeing is the attitude from 47 is, what can I get out of it? Not what can we do to be better? And Big Al can explain. I know he knows about um, delegating authority and accepting responsibility. That's what leaders do. The person in charge rather delegate responsibility and accept authority. That's authoritarian. When a person tells you that they never thought they did anything wrong, and that they didn't have to ask for forgiveness, that should be a tell. If a person tells you that, and the thing is, though, they don't believe his truths, but they believe his lies. Sort of like Jesus said, you swallow a camel whole and strain at a gnat. Isn't that kind of like that same thing? What do you think, Miss Kim?
I'm sorry. I was reading something. I didn't hear you.
You were sleeping. Wake up.
Kind of would.
But what my point is that his 47's followers, they they don't believe his truths, but they believe his lies. And similar to biblical saying, you strain at a gnat, but you swallow a camel whole.
Yeah, makes sense. True.
So it's one of those things that, you want. I don't say he's a leader because he's in charge. There's no doubt about it. He was voted in. Not gonna. Well, I can't complain, but I can't do nothing about it. But being in charge does not make you an effective leader.
Now that's true. I agree with that.
So he is in charge.
He's in charge, but he's definitely not a leader.
Exactly. What do you think? What do you think, Apple?
I totally agree. Being in charge does not make you an effective leader. A lot of people are in charge and don't know what the heck is going on around them. Case in point, our commander in chief. He's supposed to be in charge of the country, but he doesn't know half of the things that's going on right under his roof.
Well, that could be a physical thing. He got edema, and
This is true. This
and
is
he
true.
and he's been kind of wandering over the last 2 years. So
And the
not
thing, with him wandering on a roof, that was amazing to me that they are still not seeing that he's in a steady decline. But that's neither here nor there because there's nothing we could do about it at this point in time. Congress has to act and maybe get him out of there.
the
But
25th
then
Amendment.
what's the
That's not going to
what's the
happen, though.
alternative? Vance is no better.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you on that one. I'm not going to argue with that on that one. Ms. Dream, what do you think?
Hold on, repeat that.
Okay. What I was saying is that being in charge is different than being a leader.
I mean, that's true. There's a lot of people who might be in charge but can't lead anything. So a leader takes a level of emotional awareness and being able to read the room. When you're in charge, you can be in charge and have no clue what's going on around you and not be able to adjust and move based on what's happening.
And believe it, going back to what I was saying about accepting responsibility and delegating authority. When you're in charge, you can always blame somebody else when something goes wrong and take all the credit when something goes right.
Yeah.
So those things that we talk about, we look into it, but you got to understand we have to understand that this is an unprecedented time in this country's history, and we're on a razor blade pool going in. We're on a razor blade slide going down into a pool of alcohol.
Well,
So
sound hopeful.
yeah, don't visualize that because it ain't good. But I'm gonna wind it up a little bit early today. Usually we go to 9:30, but I just want to make sure that I'm not put. I guess I've been putting people to sleep with my melodic voice. But,
That's not funny.
sometimes we want to get serious and get things out there. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all that came on tonight. I want to thank everybody out there in Facebook land, in YouTube land, in TikTok land, in IG land, in Rumble land. Um, every Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, we always have DFG's Corner. I know it's the summertime, but I'm trying to get this money. I'm trying to get this money. I'm trying to get this money. But I like what I do. So stay tuned. Check out my channels. Um, Miss Apple, you want to say anything before we close this out?
This was a great discussion, and I appreciate everyone coming on. And hopefully, we'll see you guys next week. And like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for everybody else out there on all the socials. We appreciate you coming on every week. And see you next week. Good night.
And I want to thank, like I said, I want to thank the panel for coming on, and always y'all got my back, and I appreciate y'all. I want to thank everybody in YouTube land again, and I'm glad that I'm able to do this, that I have the desire. I have people that got my back, and I want to thank y'all, each and every one of y'all, for being there for me, because without you, there's no me in this thing. So I'm going to turn it over to the end of the show, and it's time to go. So don't let things go, and try not to be too slow. If you can't laugh at yourself, find somebody else to laugh at. Y'all be good. This is DFG saying good night. Thanks for watching. This is the man with the golden voice, the lady's choice, and of course, smooth as a Rolls Royce, saying, never make love by the garden gate, though love is blind, the neighbors ain't.